Hello Internet, my name is Lave and I watched The Invisible Man, which is directed by Leigh Whannell and comes to us from Blumhouse Productions, who have been responsible for some real gems but also some real turkeys. Too many to list here on both fronts. Their latest is about Cecilia, an ordinary girl stuck in a relationship with her abusive boyfriend Adrian, a mega rich specialist in optics who winds up killing himself when she escapes his grasp. However, during her recovery, strange things are afoot as Cecilia suspects she's being taunted by someone nobody can see. So I didn't really know what to expect from this one. I mean, the trailers did look good. It's just that we've had so many iterations of H.G. Wells' original story over the years. I mean, I remember going to see Paul Verhoeven's Hollow Man back in 2000 and kind of remember enjoying it. From what I can remember, it's all told from Kevin Bacon's perspective, who goes crazy and starts terrorising his colleagues as a result of becoming the Invisible Man. In this one, it's entirely told from Cecilia, the victim's perspective, played absolutely brilliantly by Elisabeth Moss, who utterly convinces as a girl deeply traumatised by her volatile relationship with her boyfriend, and that's before she even starts experiencing the spooky invisible stuff. The first hour of this film completely functions as a drama in the wake of their breakup, and that's all down to Elisabeth Moss's performance and also how seriously the writers are approaching the storytelling in this. I was completely bought into it, and as the tension builds and builds to snapping point when the invisible stuff starts happening, it really got to me. My heart was really pumping in some of these scenes. That's partly due to the excellent sound design. The score ramps up in all of the right places with some really intense music, but more importantly quietens down for the stalking parts, raising the anticipation. And I know this has already been said, but the camera work is super effective, often panning to nothing or just lingering on nothing. This really is a film that you should watch in the cinema, because when the camera is looking at nothing, it gives your eye room to move around the frame to see if something moves or if something leaves an impression in something. And I don't know if you will get the same effect watching this at home on TV, unless you've got an amazingly brilliant home cinema system. I mean, I like my home cinema, but I always prefer watching things in the cinema. Of course, there is some visual effects and CG work in there, as you would expect, and to be honest, it isn't anything that we haven't seen done before, but it is super effective when it is deployed. It's also worth noting that this is a very low budget film with a reported budget of $7 million. That's nothing to compare, and because I mentioned it earlier, Hollow Man back in 2000 was nearly $100 million, and that's probably before inflation. But then that shouldn't come as a surprise if you've seen Leigh Whannell's other film, Upgrade, which similarly worked with a lower budget but was super effective and super inventive. There were times in the third act in The Invisible Man where this really reminded me of Upgrade with just some of the action set pieces, and for that reason I didn't enjoy the third act as much as I did the first act when it was being more of a psychological drama, but I still found the film really thrilling and entertaining and even quite scary. So that's my thoughts on The Invisible Man, and pause the video if you want to take a closer look at my enjoyment tracker now. The only other aspect of the film where I think you can tell it was made with a lower budget is with some of the supporting cast, but then Elisabeth Moss's performance is so good in this that you don't really care. Definitely go and see this one in the cinema if you haven't already. If you have seen it, let me know what you thought down in the comments, and as always, thanks very much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you can, give it a like and don't forget to share the Lave.
Subscribe.